My name is Sarah Angry.
My name is Brianna Colton.
My name is Mandy Lebrano.
My name is Marley Black.
I am Margot Dunnigan.
My name is Edie Bone.
My name is Jennifer Best. I am the Vice President of Marketing here at AAE Speakers Bureau.
Is account executive here at AAE.
I am an office manager and office administrator at All American Entertainment.
I am Vice President at All American Entertainment.
I am the Director of Talent Relations and Product Marketing at AAE.
I am the Chief Operating Officer.
I am the Vice President of Event Logistics at All American Entertainment.
My grandmother, I've always admired her for her like no nonsense, let's get it done attitude. And I think that besides her name, I have 3 middle names. Besides her name, I think I actually inherited a lot of those character traits, like, you know, strong, independent, opinionated.
I would say there is a woman who passed away a few years ago named Lucy Daniel, and she was a teacher, and she co-authored around 500 science textbooks. And then created just an awesome foundation, never had kids, but donated everything.
Simply my peers at All American. They're inspiring, and they push me to be better and do my best because they have a level of excellence that they strive towards themselves.
Some of my female role models include my grandma. Growing up, she was born in the 30s, so she was born during a kind of rough time in history, and so she was a civil rights activist. So seeing her do that and persevere for what she wanted, it's really inspiring to see. And also women like Oprah Winfrey or Serena Williams, and seeing that they work hard and they accomplish and achieve their goals as well.
I know a go-to is the mom, but my mom is a pretty special lady. She's been through a lot, and she has just rose above, and she showed me what it's like to be a working mom growing up and still being able to take care of 2 kids while my dad also worked full-time. And she's just been, you know, great. She's had a lot of adversity in her life, and the fact that she's still smiling and moving forward with life today is just an inspiration in itself.
Wow, I've had a lot. I've been really fortunate in my career to have had very strong female managers that have helped to mold me and to shape me into the person that I am here today. I definitely would say several of my former bosses would fall into that category. They've had to have positive conversations, challenging conversations, and they've helped make me better. I would say my favorite is Jen Lim, who is with Delivering Happiness. And that is because when I first started in my role here, she and her team were extremely flexible and willing to help us co-launch a webinar series about happiness right at the start of COVID and the pandemic.
I would say one that sticks out to me is Danielle Feinberg. She works at Pixar, and just to see a woman in that almost like STEM role and creative role who has really been a powerhouse and kind of navigated her career in such a way, I would say that she really stands out to me.
I personally really admire women who are sort of disrupting the industry that they chose to be in. I'm thinking about women like Tracy Chu, who, you know, not only is she in the tech industry, but she is also an Asian American woman. So she's also, you know, carving a path for diversity and inclusion in tech.
Specifically, somebody I just booked, her name is Maya Shaka, and I hadn't really heard too much about her, but she's actually the first female Black referee in the NFL, which is really cool. So I just kind of learned about her. I booked her for an event, and I thought that was really cool. I think she's super inspirational.
I think society has definitely gotten better in that aspect, and I think, you know, views have changed a lot, and we view women as being more capable and being able to, you know, have a work life and also have families and being able to accomplish as much as they want.
To be able to, you know, show my children that, like, hey, look, mom also works hard and does great and, you know, helps provide for this family. And, you know, and my husband is very proud of me, which makes me really happy.
I would say even beyond the past decade, it used to be that women were afraid to have lives outside of work and families. And women would feel guilty for leaving work early, or women would feel guilty for not working all hours of the night. And I think that that has shifted, especially in the last 2 years, and that women are now realizing, one, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to have feelings in the office, and it's also okay to have work-life balance. And while we're not 100% there, I think that we've come a long way in the last 10 years.
Views of women in the workplace have changed in that you see more women in leadership roles, and that's just more common to see versus, I would say, a decade ago. It was a little bit more shocking to even see like a CEO or, you know, even as many women who are managers nowadays that, you know, than we saw in the past decade.
My growth and upward movement through the ranks and into a leadership role is just my ultimate goal in life. I mean, and I'm so happy that I've been able to achieve that because it's been a struggle. I've been working on that for years, and it was interesting because someone asked me the other day and they said, you know, what do you want to achieve in your future? I'm like, well, I've achieved it because I just always wanted to work really hard, manage teams, mentor and lead and help a company grow, and you know, and now I'm in a great position to oversee a lot of that.
So it's a huge privilege and responsibility that I take really seriously. I try to lead by example, and I'm also really thoughtful about the type of atmosphere that we're fostering at All American.
You know, for your opinion to be valued and your commitment to be appreciated and like your opinions trusted, that's not like a given in every company. And so at AAE, that's one of the things that's really motivating. And it's also, to me, very inspiring to be surrounded by so many women. You know, we have many women on our team, and many of those, you know, are department leaders.
To me, having family and an amazing job is everything that I could ever want. And I think that I'm able to show the younger female generation here that like it's possible to have a successful career and be a leader within a company and also have a family life. And I have 2 kids, and I'm able to balance both. And I think that like I'm able to show those girls that, you know, this is possible.
I think any woman in a leadership role here has to take on a level of responsibility to make sure the next generation is ready to move up into leadership. And I think that a lot of times what needs to happen is that mentorship needs to be there. You need to be encouraging people, making sure they can see that women can be in leadership roles and take on these kinds of responsibilities and be successful at it. And I feel like emulating that is really one of the best ways that we can demonstrate the potential of our next generation of women.
I think what I really love about Women's History Month is that educational value that it has for like the younger generation to really show, you know, kids of today what is possible and what you can achieve if you just, you know, set your mind to it and don't take no for an answer, or don't think that you can't do it just because you're a girl. And I think it's amazing that female trailblazers are being celebrated.
To me, it's a reminder of where we've been and where we still need to go. You know, I didn't always feel like I was at a disadvantage as a woman. Like I was lucky in that way, that I never felt like being a woman in the workplace was a hindrance. But Women's History Month reminds you that just because I didn't experience that doesn't mean that others didn't. And so it's a time to reflect on the past and then focus on the future as well.
I think Women's History Month, it really signifies the hardships that women have had to overcome. And I think it also signifies the work that we still have left to do.
It's just a reminder for all of us that we have come a long way and we've got a long way to go. And I don't think that any one of us can do it by ourselves, and that we are part of a larger effort, larger community of women.
I love to celebrate women. I love to celebrate everything we can do, whether it's in business, whether it's in civic work, whether you're a nurse, you know, a teacher, just any one of those people that can have an impact. And when you talk about history, history to me is doing something that has an impact. And to have women celebrated in history is just delightful to me, because I'm just team woman.
Yeah, I think it's just honoring the amazing women that have led and created this pathway for people like myself to just keep pushing the limit and trying to be successful in work and life and family, and to be able to, you know, move forward with all of those aspects of life. It's simple is trust. You know, we need to be able to trust that women are able to do anything just as good as anybody else.
One of the things that, you know, inevitably has to be mentioned is that women on average still make about 82 cents to the dollar versus men in comparable jobs. And so that, you know, statistics don't lie. There's obviously things that need to be done there, whether it is, you know, renegotiating contractual agreements or changing the law or whatever it is that women need. And that is an average. Like, there are, you know, communities of women that make, you know, as little as 53 cents to the dollar.
I can say from a personal standpoint, I'm expecting my second child in a couple of weeks, and from an equality standpoint, it's just really challenging to be a mother and also juggle caring about a career and trying to dedicate time and energy to a career.
In terms of gender equality, I think society, we really have to work on representation of women and being able to see women in leadership roles and executive positions and even in politics.
We can make more progress.
I'm just proud to be a woman here at AE, where we're all celebrated, and you know, it's nice to be surrounded by a lot of women in the workplace.
So, I mean, we have a female vice president, and I have a daughter now, so there's possibility that we might have a female president.
Everybody has to play their part in making women's history matter.
I would love to see like women leaving a mark on, you know, business, sports, education, or whatever else, to be seen more as a given than an exception.
Women rock, we're the best.